that we're having this weekend.
All right, talk about it. Go ahead.
Well, this weekend we're going to have an elimination dinner. It's a $100 donation. You and your significant other can come and have a really nice Italian-style meal and buy a ticket. $75 of that ticket is tax deductible, and we're going to be giving away prizes throughout the night. If you don't know what an elimination dinner is, so basically all the tickets have a number, and those numbers will be on a board, and as we go through the evening, they will start eliminating numbers. And throughout that process, they'll be giving away some door prizes and some fun things. But if you are one of the lucky 3 that remain on the board, we have a third place is a $500 gift. The cash prize for second place is $750, and a whole $1,000 for the last winner with the last person that has their number up on the board. It's always a good dinner. It's a good social event.
Where is it going to be?
It is going to be at 406 Capitol Street, which is just across the street from the old Daniel Boone Hotel. And it'll be there at the Valley of Charleston Scottish Rite building. And if you don't have tickets, you can call 304-342-7833 to get you some tickets for this Saturday. We're going to have a social hour from 5 to 6, and then promptly at 6, dinner will be served, and we're going to start eliminating those numbers and try to get through that process and get down to those last 3 cash prizes, which is really exciting. It's a lot of fun.
Now, I got to ask you, because I've been to several of these elimination dinners in the past, and I don't know whether your guys are going to work this way or not, but what I have noticed in the past, there tends to be a little bit of trading back and forth, people, and as the night progresses, so what are your rules on that? Whatever you want to do?
There's a lot of different nuances to this, and I'll to be honest with you, it gets kind of fun and a little bit hard to follow, but there's a lot of opportunity for you to re-enter the drawing and all of those things. So it's going to be a really fun, exciting night, and the way that they put it on is it's so entertaining, and the food's good, and of course the philanthropy behind it is the main thing. It's all about the children. And that Lawrence Jones Childhood Language Center, it's located at 1313 Quarrier, just down the street. And so we're really excited about that. They do a lot of work with children who have language disorders, and
it's a fantastic organization.
It is unbelievable.
I've had several folks on for various fundraisers in the past, and people from the Language Center on the show in the past.
That is awesome.
It's a great organization.
It certainly is. And the wonderful thing is all the services are free to the children that need it. And the Scottish Rite is the main body that raises money for that and keeps that going, and it's been a wonderful thing for Kanawha County right here in Charleston. Located, we serve a lot of children in this area, so it's a wonderful event to have a great time, but also help the children here in our community.
Talked again with Chris Withrow, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Huston's Pizza. This month, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a large tossed salad, only $21.99. Dine in, pick up, or get delivery at HustonsPizza.com. So if folks are going to get, how many tickets are available? I mean, how many will you sell? How many will it hold?
Well, we'll have somewhere between 400 and 600 tickets sold. We've got plenty still left.
Okay.
So let's we want to get everybody a chance to buy those tickets.
Well, and the important thing for planning purposes is the earlier, if you're planning on going, the earlier you can get your tickets, the better, because you got to start dealing with head counts and making sure that you don't run, because there's nothing worse than running out of food.
Well, I can guarantee you we won't do that. The ladies and all the gentlemen that put this thing on, they work hard, and listen, as long as you're willing to buy a ticket, we're going to give you one, and you're going to have a great meal, great social hour between 5 and 6 there on Saturday the 11th, and so it's going to be a really good time, and I hope we get people to come in and buy some tickets and show their support.
As we've been saying, for a wonderful, wonderful cause, because
Absolutely.
they do some great work. Talk about the work overall you haven't been on in a while.
Right.
I mean, of the Scottish Rite. Go ahead.
Well, the Scottish Rite is a Masonic body that very much like the Shrine. The Shrine, obviously, their philanthropy is the Shriners Hospital. Well, ours is a little more located, a little more focused here in Charleston with the Language Center, and they help children who have a number of disorders with speech, autism, Asperger's, a lot of different things, hearing impairments. As you know, having a hearing impairment really has a bearing on their speech. And so if we start these children out at an early age, we can help them develop their skills so that they have a normal, productive life when it comes to speech and, that sort of issue. So it's a wonderful, wonderful organization. The Language Center here in Charleston, they service and deal with a lot of different disorders, and I don't think there's very few things that they've seen that they've not been able to help these children. We have lots of success and a lot of wonderful stories that will be told throughout the evening about how specific children with their needs and how we've been able to overcome some of their disabilities. It's an awesome thing.
Of course, the earlier that you can get kids the services that they need, the better off they are. Because I'm not trying to pretend like I'm an expert in this, but just in interviewing these folks over the years, the earlier you can get kids started in this service, the better off everybody's going to be.
Absolutely, and having the ability for the parents, because some of these services when you're out there in the public is very expensive, and it kind of prevents people. And that's one thing that we take care of as Scottish Rite. We raise those monies. We do what we have to do, and there is no cost to the parents for this type of world-class, honestly, treatment for their children. And we're really proud of that, and that's really our mission down there. That's our main philanthropy, and we're very happy with what they're doing down there.
All right. Give us all the details again.
Absolutely. So it's going to be Saturday, April the 11th at the Valley of Charleston Scottish Rite Temple, which is at 406 Capitol Street. Telephone number 304-342-7833. Have a little social hour 5 to 6, and then dinner and drawing at 6 p.m. So we look forward to everybody, and a $100 donation will get you a $75 tax break. So give us a call. Let's get everybody involved and come down and help us raise some money for the children here in Charleston.
Chris, always a pleasure to have you on the show, my friend. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Dave.
It is 9:18. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Line, brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. Single game tickets and season tickets are on sale now at the website. And get your tickets for the May 5th WVU Marshall baseball game at Gomart Ballpark as well. For more, visit dirtybirdsbaseball.com. We'll take a break. We got Charleston Mayor Amy Goodwin coming up a little bit later on. Questions, comments, concerns for the mayor. It's open line with the mayor for you coming up a little bit later on. And former Charleston Mayor Danny Jones will join us next. Stay with us on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses bring first-class businesses to your community.
The latest in news, talk, and sports on 580 WCHS is brought to you by Jarrett Construction. Visit jarrett-construction.com for more information.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
Join Chris Lawrence for Outdoors Today during the morning news on 580 WCHS. Discover captivating stories from the outdoors and tips for outdoor enthusiasts. Tune in weekdays and experience the beauty of nature through the lens of Chris Lawrence.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Twenty minutes after 9 on this Monday morning. Senior producer Ryan Nicholson in charge of things this morning. Guarantee Bank hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Taylor text 304-935-5008. If you've got a child who's a junior in high school in the state or know someone that does, this is for you. Opportunity to win a full ride to West Virginia Wesleyan, including room, board, tuition, and fees. 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. Deadline, though, is May 3rd. Full details available, WVMetronews.com. That's how you apply. Go to WVMetronews.com and click on the Apply Now button. The deadline, again, is May 3rd, and it is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. Charleston Mayor Amy Goodwin coming up in just a bit. Questions, comments, concerns for the mayor. Now's your chance. She'll be in studio with us coming up a little bit later on. Let's go across the country now and bring in former Charleston Mayor Danny Jones, former mayor, former sheriff, restaurateur, legislator, actor, gravedigger, and current author Danny Jones. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing fine. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you just fine, and I appreciate the visual. You sent me a picture at the beginning of the program to let me know that you are in place and ready to go, because it's 6:21 where you are right now, right?
Right. Can I tell you a quick story?
You can do whatever you want. You're Danny freaking Jones, man.
You know, he was talking about the Lawrence Jones Language Center.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was my brother.
Yep.
And I'll tell you a quick story about him. He grew up with a speech impediment, and it was really bad. And he used to go to Memorial Hospital, and his teacher was a guy named Jeff. And I would be outside the room waiting on Lawrence to finish. And I was it was in the 50s or maybe 1960. And Jeff would just yell at Lawrence. And I thought, quit talking to him like that. But he not only did he develop a voice, he developed a radio voice. And if you want to ask about that, talk to Steve Bishop. And so his passion in life became language. And in my book, my parents had a lady that worked for them, and her name was Laura, and my sister's name was Laura. And Lawrence couldn't understand that. He couldn't grasp that, so he started calling her Ga, and then we all called her Ga. And Ga is on her headstone. Hmm. You know, and he left $3 million to that to do that language center, and it built the building, has an endowment, and I encourage people to support it. If I'd be in town, I'd go.
Yeah, and isn't it amazing, Danny, when you're talking about your brother, that some of the great speakers of our time, take James Earl Jones, for example, started out with a lot of struggles when it came to language.
Well, and people don't like this guy, and I understand that. I get it. But Biden had the heck of a stutter.
Mm-hmm.
And later on, before his brain started drifting, I mean, he spoke on the Senate floor. He was a pretty good speaker.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you're right. I mean, people can overcome that. Not only that, they can become great speakers.
Yeah, you're right about that. Danny, I have to ask you about the president's post on Truth Social on Easter Sunday, no less. I will quote and I will clean it up. Yesterday morning, he hit with Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in a rod. There will be nothing like it. Open the blank straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. And it was signed President Donald J. Trump. Your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, yesterday is Easter Sunday, and I went to a Baptist church out here. And it's hard to fathom the message I heard yesterday matching up with that kind of message on Easter Sunday. So what it tells me is he didn't go to church yesterday. And I'm sorry President Trump has those negative instincts. He whether it be Robert Mueller or Rob Reiner or all that stuff is totally unnecessary, and you can put a message out. I mean, you and I can talk to each other, and I can get vulgar, but I try not to, and he tries to. So it's the wrong, and what you do when you're president, you make it normal. And it's Easter Sunday, man. Shouldn't do that.
Well, and, it's one thing, in my opinion, Danny, it's one thing the way that you talk to the people around you, whether it's your friends or family. I mean, I certainly say things to certain friends that I wouldn't say to other friends out of respect for them. You understand where I'm going with that?
No, that's correct. You're exactly right. And I have, thank goodness, I have tried to get away from doing that. I mean, I was in the Marine Corps, and we cuss like sailors, like the Marine Corps is part of the Navy, so that's the way we cuss, and I never quite got away from it, and I'm trying to get away from it, and because you don't know who you're going to offend.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
he's offending people, and let me tell you what has happened to President Trump. He has lost for the first time the working class white vote.
You think so?
I know so.
Okay. But how does that
say so?
Well, and I've got some poll numbers I want to run by you. But does that change anything in West Virginia, in your opinion? Because I got some poll numbers here recently, but in West Virginia, his approval rating is about 56%. Now, that's less than what it used to be. But based on my scrolling of social media yesterday, I did not find that one person that said, okay, I'm done. I was on board. I'm not now. I saw comments from people saying, well, I don't necessarily like it, but look at the big picture. Look at what he's doing with closing the border, or look what he's doing in Iran. I support that. So I'm willing to let this go. I just don't think it makes a difference in West Virginia, Danny, to be honest with you.
No, it doesn't. I mean, he had a 70% margin. It'll go down, but it'll never go below 50%. And I try to explain to my friends out here, my best friend out here is a public information officer for one of the biggest fire departments in the area. And I try to explain to him and my other friends, a lot of whom are Democrats, that West Virginia has nowhere to go. And what happened when President Obama and his EPA closed down all the coal mines, and there was no plan B for those people. There still isn't. I mean, he's tried to loosen that up some, but it'll never be the way it was. I mean, because that affected Charleston, David. That affected the Lady Tower, all the coal mines that were there,
mm-hmm.
all the CPA firms that depended on them, the law firms. I mean, it has a ripple effect. And then you go in southern West Virginia and you think about, heck, beer joints. I mean, you think about grocery stores. I mean, in Welch, they came in and built a Walmart and put all the mom and pops out of business and then left.
Yeah, when's the last time you heard about a Walmart closing? But it did. You're right. In McDowell County, the Walmart did close.
And where did those people go to get groceries? I mean, it's just, it's hard. And it's difficult. And he, of course, this is his last term. And he just fired, I understood, well, you can hire and fire who you want, but
mm-hmm.
if I wouldn't take that attorney general's job. I'd recommend anybody. I hope Lee Zeldin, who I like, who almost became governor of New York, he's the EPA guy. I hope he doesn't take that job because I really like him.
Well, and one of the reasons why, and a lot of people, I watched a lot of the news shows yesterday and did a lot of reading over the weekend. One of the reasons why, in a lot of people's eyes, Pam Bondi was fired was because she wasn't going after President Trump's enemies enough. And he point blank said that a couple of months ago. He wants people that are going to go after his enemies. It's a retribution tour. And he just felt like that she just simply wasn't doing enough to go after his enemies.
Well, she went after some of them, but she wasn't successful because there were no sustainable charges. And Comey and Letitia James and those folks, they didn't have. And by the way, the charges were brought in Northern Virginia. You'd have never put a jury together in that district to convict any of those people. All you had to do is say Trump's on the other side.
We have a text here, Danny. It says, imagine if Clinton, Obama, or Biden posted an F-bomb, let alone anything else in that post yesterday on Easter. People who still condone this buffoon have no respect for the office of the president. I'm no fan, says a texter of J.D. Vance, but at least he'd be less of a problem than this guy, referring to Donald Trump.
I think Marco Rubio would be the best of the lot in that group. I don't think that, once again, Trump's vulgarity is making it normal. Mm-hmm. And on Easter Sunday, it tells me nobody's talking to him, he's not listening to anybody. And we're all guilty about that when we get in power.
Yeah.
You ought to run things by other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he doesn't do that, and it's really sad. And in the end, it's not going to work.
I caught, I don't always agree with him on everything, but I am a fan, because I think he's one of the most entertaining guys out there, and it's Stephen A. Smith. And he was on Bill Maher. Bill didn't do his show this past week, but I caught last weekend's show yesterday. And he was talking about, it seems like this time around that, during the first term, President Trump had people around him who would push back a little bit. And maybe not push back, but maybe Danny just say, well, Mr. President, that's not a good idea, okay, on a particular subject. This time around, it seems like he has surrounded himself by people. The example that Steve was kind of funny that Stephen A. Smith used was anybody that brings him a cup of coffee is going to set the coffee down and then go, Mr. President, it is my honor to be able to serve you this cup of coffee. You're the greatest president ever. You deserve this coffee. That was the words of Stephen A. Smith, and he called it sickening. But it seems like that's what this president wants now. And it seems like in many cases, Danny, that's what he's getting.
And Stephen A. Smith is not some dyed-in-the-wool radical left-winger either.
Oh, no. If you watch that interview, he took everybody out. Republicans, Democrats. I mean, he took everybody out. But it was still in a respectful way.
I love the guy. He's a good man, and it's just sad that it's come to this. I don't know about it, Iran. I don't know. I'll tell you what surprises me. What's happened, and I'm not sure it's anybody's fault, to them firing on their Arab neighbors and firing on the ones that have been involved in the Abraham Accords, which went after Israel or decided to recognize Israel. And my question is, where is Saudi Arabia in all this? They've been choreographing this thing, and they've got an army. Why aren't they in there? They hate Iran, and they consider Iran a big threat. And why aren't they involved? And that could make a huge difference. You want ground troops? They've got them. So,
what if anything happens? What if anything happens tomorrow? Because the president, I just saw a headline here that flashed across the television that said something about, and I haven't seen the exact quote, but apparently he just put out a statement or something at some point. I think he is going to give a press conference later today. But he said something like blowing everything up. What do you think happens tomorrow in Iran? Because he also turns around and he just released a statement that says there's a good chance a deal is going to be reached. So
nothing's gonna happen.
You don't think so?
Well, I don't know. Who knows about that guy? But like you said, he gives conflicting messages, and what you do is we could take out their oil fields, take them all out. But then what's China going to do? Because they get 40% of their oil from Iran. Mm-hmm. Then you put them in a box, and we don't get much oil through the Strait of Hormuz, but our allies do.
Right. Well, go ahead.
And the French won't even let us use their airspace. I really believe we ought to tell NATO, look, we'll take care of Iran. You guys take care of, what's that country Russia invaded?
Ukraine.
That's Ukraine. You take care of Ukraine. Because NATO has not been, I'm not saying we should get out of NATO, but NATO has not been an ally that can be trusted. It has been helpful in this mess.
All right. Text says Trump is losing support in West Virginia. Christian voters have had enough. I go to a big church in this valley, and they are disgusted by his actions in the White House. I appreciate the text. I'd say that's probably in the minority, though.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to call a church out by name, but there's a huge fundamentalist Christian church out on Quarter G, and I'd be curious to what they feel about this.
All right. Well, I'll just say this. I saw a post from a local pastor, and I won't mention his name or his church, that said, and I'm paraphrasing here. So while I don't like the language the president used, not his congregation, he still stands behind them. That was from a pretty well-known pastor here in the Charleston area. Text says, I will not vote for a Republican for the first time in 45 years because the Constitution trumps party. Text says, really? Griping about the F-bomb while Bumbles, I guess that's a reference to Kamala Harris, I guess, while Bumbles hosted the disgusting, blasphemous freak show, International Transgender Day of Visibility on the White House lawn, not a peep, says a texter. Text says, Dave Biden and Obama both dropped the F-bomb in public. Also, thank God we have a president that has taken action against the number one terrorist nation.
One has nothing to do with the other. What somebody else did, what Biden or Harris or Obama did, doesn't excuse using that kind of language on Easter Sunday. Period. It just doesn't excuse it.
All right.
And it's always the fallback position of the Trump apologists.
All right. We are going to have to leave it there, Danny. Enjoy your time out in California. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you.
All right. Danny Jones from the California outpost of 580 Live. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. When we come back, the current mayor of Charleston, Amy Goodwin, on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
The Dave Allen Show is presented in part by Generations Ford in Hurricane, part of the Eric J. Tarr family of businesses.
Aetna was there for me as I was going through a rough medical patch this year. I had peace of mind, which helped with my healing.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when requested. We show up with the latest in online tools for easier access to healthcare. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Are you ready to build something that truly makes a difference? Jarrett Construction is hiring a construction superintendent for multifamily housing projects. Jarrett Construction offers a competitive salary and excellent benefits package with a supportive and down-to-earth company culture. If you're a seasoned superintendent ready to lead from the front and take real pride in the communities you help build, then send your resume to Jarrett at jarrett-construction.com or call the office 304-344-9140 and ask for John Jarrett. Jarrett Construction. Let's build something great together.
The Library of Congress invites you to visit the revamped Veterans History Project website, where first-hand accounts shared by U.S. military veterans are accessible to the public. Performing a search of the collection is easy. First, go to loc.gov/vets. Click Explore the Collections. Scroll down to Search the VHP Collections and click. Make sure you're searching this collection, and with simple keywords, you can find what you're looking for. Visit loc.gov/vets today.
Welcome back to the show. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor text 304-935-5008. Text says, I attend Bible Center, and whatever the pastor's stance is on things, they have not made it known to the congregation. They've gone out of their way to be unbiased, says a texter. Coming up later today, Metro News Midday with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me, powered by Salango Law. It's Monday, meaning we're going to introduce you to another great mayor from around the state of West Virginia on the Mayor Monday segment. We'll talk some sports with the Marshall women winning the women's NIT and the WVU men winning the Crown Tournament in Vegas. Jeff Jenkins will have the news. TJ Meadows will stop by and more. It's all on Metro News Midday, 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and me coming up at noon, powered by Salango Law. On this show tomorrow, we were able to reschedule former Majority Leader in the legislature, Rick Staten. So he's going to join us on the show tomorrow. Also, Brian Shaw from Advantage Valley is going to stop by. That is coming up on tomorrow's show. Welcome to the show now, current Charleston Mayor Amy Goodwin. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine. A great weekend here in the capital city. I mean, there's so many things going on.
There's so many things going on. There's so many things going on this upcoming weekend. So many neat things. But let me go ahead and say, if you don't mind, I was listening to your first guest talk about the Childhood Language Center, and I have direct emotional connection to the Childhood Language Center. Booth and I have one of our children went to the Childhood Language Center for years, and it is an amazing, amazing place and space. If you have a child that has a speech or language disorder, cochlear implants, Asperger's, autism, speech and language disorders of any kind, you will know when I say you get very attached to your therapist. You get very attached to the people who are helping your children, and they do an amazing job. And Lawrence Jones, I served on the board there with him for a while. After my son left, I started serving on the board as well and doing a little work there. And it had such a profound impact on our child. If your kid needs help, your kid needs help now. They do an amazing job. And if your child can't communicate or can't communicate well, Dave, the frustration of it, of them not being able to communicate. So I applaud just not only the work that they do in trying to raise funds, and thanks for all of the men and women who donate and help support, but also to the therapists, because it is really it's a challenging job, and people do an amazing job over there. So a big shout out to folks at the Childhood Language Center, changing lives of folks every single day. So I just wanted to give my big thanks out to them.
There is going to be a lot of people running in Charleston here.
So many.
So I don't mean for office. I mean running in the streets.
I know. I'm so excited. 700 runners, 30 different countries. or 30 different states. It's going to be amazing. I will not be running. I will be cheering, although I do have some family members who will be running. It's such an incredible opportunity for the capital city of the state of West Virginia to have a marathon. We are known for certainly our 15-mile run, and that is also an amazing and very challenging race. I have run that race before in the past. But this marathon is not going to be for sissies. And so thanks so much to the folks who are organizing it and who have been working on it for so long, including our University of Charleston president, Marty Roth, and just it's going to be really, really great.
And they need volunteers.
It's going to be nice. It's going to be nice weather.
We did an interview of the news department, did an interview with Tricia, Tricia Robley, who's one of the people that's helping to put this on. And she'd reached out to us saying that they really need volunteers. I've got her scheduled to come on the show Wednesday morning, I think, to talk about it. But they definitely need volunteers. They need volunteers. The good news is there's so many students in our valley, too, Dave, who need volunteers for school, by the way, to receive credit for many things. So if you would like or have a child or grandchild that needs those volunteer opportunities, by the way, obviously you can call the University of Charleston and you can get connected with volunteering there. You can volunteer at the regatta. Goodness me gracious. We have so many wonderful opportunities for folks to volunteer there, or live on the levee, or USA Cycling. And so if you call 348-8174 or just go on our City of Charleston page, heck, you can email me or text me, and we'll be happy to get back with you. And, this is what I will say, and it's a nice big segue, because tonight we're going to vote on it. We have council coming up this evening. And one of the things that I started many, many years ago was the Mayor Summer Jobs Program. And I'll be very candid of how it started. We used to have a summer jobs program, by the way.
And so it was for that opportunity that, you know, your college kids that come home. I was talking to somebody the other day at one of our restaurants. They said, we've got these 2 college kids that are coming back. We can't wait. They're awesome servers. So excited. Because it's challenging, right, to get folks to work. But it's really challenging when you're in that weird 16, 17 age. And so what a grand opportunity we found here in the city of Charleston to make a jobs program come back to life. I give shout out to Andy Bacchus from the Mayor's Office of Economic and Community Development. He does an outstanding job with our team members. But it was KJ Taylor. It was the death of KJ Taylor. And I remember like yesterday, I was down on the west side with Councilmember Larry Moore. And I think I'm a parent. I always say I'm a mayor, but I'm a mother and a wife first. And I was sitting talking to these children who were grieving in just the most horrific way, Dave. And one of the young gentlemen said to me, "You need to do something for us." And I said, I'll do anything. Tell me what it is. And he said, "We need a place to go." And in my head, this 55-year-old woman, in my head, I was thinking, okay, is it a center? Is it about, where do you want to go? Is it a place? And he said, "No, give me a job." I said, "We're going to do it." Mm-hmm. And I remember coming back and saying to Matthew Sutton, "Okay, we got to do jobs." And he's like, "Okay. We'll work on it, and if we get it wrong the first year, we get it wrong the first year." But tonight we're going to vote on additional funding for a very successful jobs program. Everything from park and recs, everything from HR, everything from, by the way, you want to get paid this summer? This is a paid jobs program. So, and by the way, we'll pay for your lifeguarding certification because that's not cheap, Dave. Mm-hmm. And so we'll pay for that. You're interested in HR? We had an intern work in the mayor's office last year, and she loved it so much, and I felt confident she's coming back. And she said, "Now I'm interested in planning because now I know what they do, and I'd really like to." And so we were a little disappointed in the mayor's office because she was so wonderful. But that's the point of the jobs program. She said, "I understand now," she's in college, "I understand now that I like that and I'm interested in that." And she may make a career out of this and being a city planner. And so that's what we really need to do. You know, we need to start really thinking about when we talk about jobs investment and training, or organizations, which, by the way, it's not easy to have a jobs program. Let me be clear. It's not an easy thing to do, but it's an important thing to do for 2 reasons. Well, actually 3. I'm going to get you a job this summer and we're going to pay you, right? I mean, limited spaces. I don't have 1,000 spaces, but we're going to get you a job and we're going to pay you. We are going to give you pride in your community. When you get engaged and involved, if you're working at public grounds or you're working events, you have a better understanding of what's going on in your community. And so certainly it'll give you pride. But then it may spark that interest of, oh, wait, I see what this guy's doing over here. I may want to do what he's doing. Or, as our intern Chloe said, actually, I thought it was this. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to do something else now. And so that is something that is a really big point of pride for us, is giving our kiddos a place and a space to go and feel valued.
Got a phone call. Let's go talk to our friend Jim. You're on with the mayor. Go ahead.
Hello, Mayor. How are you?
Hi, Jim. It's always such a pleasure to hear your voice, my friend.
Well, I wanted to call and ask you. You were over here visiting not too long ago,
yes,
and you said you would probably run one more time.
Yes, sir.
Will this be in the May primary that this will be on, or when does your time come up again?
Yes, sir. It's the May primary. Primary is May 12th. Early voting starts April 29th. Yes. One more time, Jim. One more time.
All right. One more question, if I could. I called the office a couple of times about trying to bring the WNBA to Charleston. I think it would pack the Civic Center and sell it out, and wanted your opinion on it. And when was the last time that the new Civic Center sold out to a sporting event?
Well, there are a couple. I'll say this too. It's so funny. Dave and I were talking before we got on the air about the Crown Tournament, and maybe we'll talk about it here in a second in the next segment. But listen, I think that what we do really, really well in the city of Charleston, and especially with our partners at the CVB, we have an incredible team over there with Jama and Lauren and Rico and Leslie and Tim and just an incredible group of folks. We swing for the fences, and so it's something that we're always looking to do. But as I told Dave, I went out to see the Crown Tournament, and it is amazing and very reminiscent of, by the way, the new seats at the Coliseum and Convention Center, how other facilities are managing these centers, what they can host, what they can hold. And I feel really good about that niche, Jim, that we're kind of settling into of being this sports and entertainment destination. Do I think we could do something like that? Boy, that would be a big home run, wouldn't it?
It sure would. I appreciate you taking my call, and Dave, and take care, Mayor, and I'll be in touch.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim. Quick text here says, Mayor Goodwin, the Department of Highways has announced the repair of several bridges in the Charleston area. Do you know if the Washington Street Bridge is included in this group?
Yeah.
If not, do you know if any repair or painting is scheduled for the Washington Street Bridge?
Yeah, there are several all throughout the city. And this is what I will say to folks. And Dave, if you don't mind, maybe we can do this in the next week or two. Mm-hmm. Not only are we going to have so many repairs done to our bridges and our roads, but with our events that go on in the city of Charleston, listen, let me back up very quickly. We do kudos to the Department of Highways for working with us, because when you start steering traffic away from exits and off of bridges, and then you shut a road down downtown, it is very, very frustrating. And I understand that the traffic has been a little bit problematic, to say the least. But this is what happens when you are making progress, when you are paving roads and fixing bridges. This is what happens. So it would be a great opportunity for us. We meet weekly on it, and it'd be a great opportunity for us, Dave, if you would allow us the opportunity to get on and talk about a lot of them, because it's pretty significant. Yeah. And the good news is it's significant because there are a lot of dollars that are being invested in infrastructure, in crumbling infrastructure, not only just in the capital city, but all over the state of West Virginia. I have the pleasure of working with so many mayors. This is the year that many of us are, putting our money where our mouth is. By the way, it's also something we're going to be talking about in the weeks to come in the city of Charleston. This is the largest paving cycle we will have in my memory in the city of Charleston, because we need it. We really, really need it. Our sidewalks, our roadways, they need to have those critical infrastructure dollars put back in.
Talking to Charleston Mayor Amy Goodwin, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants, helping to identify environmental concerns, asbestos, lead, mold, and indoor quality issues in buildings all across the state, providing inspections, testing, and accredited lab services you can trust. Check out pinnaclecorp.net, helping you understand your environment, because what you don't know can hurt you. The mayor is here. Guarantee Bank Hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor text 304-935-5008. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for shopping locally.
It's time to transform your home with the perfect blend of style and function. From cozy carpet, stunning hardwoods, to custom, handcrafted cabinets, Nitro Carpet and Design Center has it all. Whether it's a kitchen revamp or a bathroom facelift, our expert design team will guide you every step of the way. Financing available. Visit us right off the interstate at New Goff Mountain Road in Cross Lanes. Nitro Carpet and Design Center, where your dream home becomes reality. Explore more at nitrocarpet.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Have you been injured in a trucking incident? Call today, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Office 222 Capitol Street, Charleston. Cases will be handled by West Virginia licensed attorneys. The attorney in this ad is not licensed in West Virginia. ForThePeople.com.
Kanawha County taxpayers, if you've not paid your 2025 taxes yet, they are now considered delinquent. You have until the end of the business day, Friday, May 1st, to pay these taxes. After that, the local newspaper will print a list of all delinquent Kanawha County taxes. Unpaid taxes must be paid in full. You cannot only pay the half-year fee. Pay online or visit one of the Kanawha County Sheriff's locations. Visit kanawsheriff.us to learn more about paying your 2025 taxes.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
The latest in news, talk, and sports when 580 WCHS is brought to you by Jarrett Construction. Call 304-344-9140 for more information.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction.
Welcome back to the show, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Generations Ford of Hurricane, your family and locally owned Ford dealership, providing customers with X-Plan discount pricing on select new Ford vehicles, meaning you pay what Ford suppliers pay. And if you need service, they offer customer pickup and delivery. Check them out today. Just off the Hurricane exit of I-64 or online at generationsford.com. One destination for every generation, Generations Ford. See dealer for details. Charleston Mayor Amy Goodwin is here. Text says, where can people find a list of side street paving projects? Wondering when our street will be repaved after a lot of waterline work that has left it like a patchwork quilt the past few years.
I have used that phrase, patchwork quilt. Well, if you want to ring up our office at 348-8174, let me make sure that it's in city limits, first of all. So let's go ahead and do that. That's number one. Number two, it'll be brought before council here before too long. So in the next couple of weeks, you'll have a list and you will know. And oh, by the way, we engage our council members when we do this list, and of course our engineering department, streets and traffic, just to look at what are the roads that need to be done and what are the crosswalks that we need to take care of. And also keeping in mind that a lot of the sidewalks, just had this come up 2 weeks ago when I was walking door to door on the west side. Someone said, when are you going to, this sidewalk needs done right here in front of my home. It's the homeowner's responsibility. However, especially if it's in a crosswalk area. And so, reach out to me and let our office know. If I'm not there, you can ask for Andrew. Aurora can help you for sure. And always our chief of staff, Matthew Sutton, can help you as well.
The text says, hi, Mayor. When will... Hi. I never know when people say hi, whether I should just go, hey, what's up?
I think it's sweet. Hi.
Says, hi, Mayor. When will construction start on the Boulevard East renovation project and the Hilton Brand Hotel by the Town Center? Both have had plans submitted for almost 2 years now. Seems like nothing is happening.
Well, when you do big projects, when you do massive projects like this, never do I remember a time in my life that we've spent so much money on revitalizing the riverfront. It's a $27 million project. We were waiting on plans and questions and answers. We have to work with Federal Highway Administration. We have to work with the state of West Virginia. They've been amazing partners. And so that back and forth continues. And we hope to break ground soon. By the way, just because you get the money and you say, okay, let's do it. Big projects take time. Little projects sometimes don't take that much time. Sometimes, by the way, little projects do take time. In terms of the hotel, I think they're talking about the old Sears. Mm-hmm. I think that's what they're talking about. Yeah. Those plans were submitted to our planning department, and that was weeks ago, actually months ago. So that's the update on both of those. But it's a good time to pause and remind folks that this summer, we always like to say in our office, we should manage expectations. We're very excited about the bridge repair. We're very excited to have the largest paving cycle we've had, certainly in my tenure. And I can't remember a time we've spent $5 million on it. But with that comes shutting down lanes and shutting down roads. It's very difficult to get down Virginia Street right now, and people are very frustrated. But I will just say progress sometimes is sticky. And so thanks for being patient with us on all of those great projects.
Charleston Mayor Amy Goodwin, our time is over. Appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot.
Hey, thank you always.
All right. Coming up at 10:06, it is Metro News Talk Line. I'll be back later today with Metro News Midday. On this show tomorrow, former House Majority Leader Rick Staten will stop by, and Brian Shaw from the Charleston Area Alliance. Ryan Nicholson was our producer today. Thank you so much. I will see you later today and then again tomorrow. Till then, have fun and love somebody.
WCHS AM, 96.5 FM Charleston, and 104.5 Cross Lanes. A WVRC media station. We're proud to live here, too.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The White House Easter egg roll is beginning. Hundreds of children and thousands of brightly colored eggs on the White House lawn a day after President Trump posted a profanity-laced threat on social media, saying it would make Iran a living hell if it doesn't reopen the Strait of Hormuz. ABC's Rachel Scott phoning the president on Sunday.
With the president threatening attacks on Iran's power plants and bridges, I asked the president if anything is off limits. Very little, he told me. I also asked if he was considering striking civilian infrastructure. The president said, I don't want to talk about that, claiming the civilians want me to do it. But experts warn those attacks could amount to war crimes, violating international law.
Israel once again hitting the largest natural gas field in the world, which Iran jointly owns with Qatar. Iran's the Revolutionary Guard chief intelligence officer also killed. Later today, the president will hold a news conference to talk about the rescue of the airman shot down. The jet's pilot rescued early on, but the weapons systems officer on the F-16, the colonel, was not recovered until over the weekend. ABC Chief Global Affairs correspondent Martha Raddatz.
The searchers were all aware that Iranian forces were hunting for the colonel as well, and that Iran had offered a $60,000 bounty for his capture. Searchers had made contact with the colonel, who they heard on a radio transmission saying God is good after he ejected and landed in those remote mountains. And finally, they were able to extract him and eventually get him to safety.
The Artemis II crew set to go around the far side of the moon and break the record for the farthest distance ever traveled from Earth later today.
During the flyby, NASA says there will be a communications blackout and that astronauts will be laying eyes on parts of the moon that they have never been seen before with human eyes. So that's just incredible. But again, that blackout of 40 minutes is expected.
That's Gio Benitez. This is ABC News.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Right on time, right on budget. Call on Jarrett Construction. From our nationally recognized award-winning newsroom, here's trending news from the voice of Charleston, 104.5, 96.5, and 580 WCHS.
Good morning. It's 10:03 and 48 degrees in the capital city. I'm Jack Carlson in the 580 WCHS radio newsroom. Your Metro News AccuWeather forecast. Temperatures will rise this afternoon with a high of 63. More on the forecast following the news. The University of Charleston is holding a marathon this Saturday. UC Marathon Ambassador Trisha Robley says it's an important event for the capital city.
I just think that it would just be important for everybody to come out and enjoy the festivities because this is a really important event for the running community and for Charleston, being that it is the first marathon, and actually the first marathon in, I think, like 30 years.
60 volunteers are still needed to assist with the event. Read more at WCHSnetwork.com. Kanawha County deputies report multiple injuries in a two-vehicle crash on I-79. The crash occurring near Frame Road and the southbound Elkview entrance Sunday evening. Deputies say 4 people were in the van and 1 was in the sedan at the time. Deputies also saying 4 people suffered injuries from the crash. Charleston City Council members will vote tonight on entering a 3-year extension with Motorola Solutions to supply Charleston Police body-worn cameras. The council meeting will take place at 7 o'clock. The Kanawha County Board of Education is meeting this afternoon at 4. The board will vote on a reworked beer sale policy for non-school events at Laidley Field. West Virginia State University is holding its 12th annual Black and Gold Gala this upcoming Friday. Assistant Vice President for University Advancement Trey Jones says the gala is a great opportunity to come together.
Opportunities to come and celebrate West Virginia State University and connecting us, but also it gives us the opportunity to invite our alum, our community leaders, and supporters within the area to come and celebrate with us. And obviously, we make the main thing, which is our students.
The gala begins at 6 Friday evening inside the Charleston Coliseum and Convention Center. Your Metro News AccuWeather forecast: chilly temperatures this morning, but will rise this afternoon to a high of 63. Freezing temperatures in spots tonight with a low of 34.